is the CBS Evening News. With Dan Rather in Washington and Connie Chung in New York.
Good evening. Possibly the most notorious serial killer in American history met his own brutal end today. 34-year-old Jeffrey Dahmer died after being attacked inside the maximum security prison in Portage, Wisconsin. A second inmate was injured. A third prisoner is the suspected killer. Correspondent Frank Courier has the details.
Serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer was murdered this morning here inside the Columbia Correctional Institute in Portage, Wisconsin, as he and another inmate were cleaning prison bathrooms.
At this time, there is one suspect who is in lockup, and preliminary information does not give us any indication of any kind of motive.
Dahmer, who confessed to the grisly murders of 17 young men and boys, was imprisoned here 2 years ago. He survived another attempt on his life last summer, but died this morning of massive injuries inflicted by another inmate.
Whether it was one injury or lots of injury, it was a mess. There was a lot of blood.
Dahmer's arrest in 1991 led to revelations of murder, mutilation, and even cannibalism. It was almost impossible to imagine, even for Dahmer's own lawyer.
He kept body parts such as the genitalia. He played with heads, painted them. He wanted to create zombies.
With his all-American good looks, Dahmer lured many of his victims from gay bars, drugged their drinks, and then killed them. He confessed to murdering 17 people in all. Dahmer pleaded insanity, but a jury rejected it. He was sentenced to multiple life terms in prison. The families of some of his victims confronted Dahmer in court.
He destroyed the baby of the family, and I hope you go to hell.
I don't want to ever see my mother have to go through this again. Never, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I hate you, mother. I hate you. This is out of control.
At his sentencing, Dahmer apologized for his crimes.
I should have stayed with God. I tried and failed and created a Holocaust. And if I could give my life right now to bring their loved ones back, I would do it. I am so very sorry. I deserve whatever I get because of what I have done.
Today, the families of some of Dahmer's victims reacted to news of his death.
You know, I'm just glad the monster's gone, and that's the bottom line.
I feel relieved that Dahmer's gone. I don't have to worry about how he's living and what he's doing.
It shows today that he paid for what he have did to these children out here. These kids had a life.
As the investigation continues, this fatal assault is seen by some as justice. Jeffrey Dahmer's lawyers call it murder, but without tears, they say, only sadness for his victims and the horror of his crimes. Frank Courier, CBS News, Portage, Wisconsin.